Hi guys! Welcome back sa aking YouTube channel at kung bago ka lang sa aking YouTube channel, welcome sa aking channel. So in today's video, ang pag-aaralan natin ay under yung Grade 9 Mathematics, second quarter, of course, part 1 pa lang muna, the inverse variation. So we're done with the direct variation. If you haven't watched the video, pwede nyong puntahan yung channel ko para i-visit yung um, direct variation para mapanood nyo din bago nyo panoorin yung inverse variation. Okay. So, bago tayo mag-start, flex ko lang ulit yung aking mga official social media accounts. You can follow me on Facebook at @lovemat, on Instagram at aral04, and on TikTok at Maths and Logics. And of course, meron din ako mga students na gumagawa ng content sa YouTube na magagandang content din. So, please consider their channel and subscribe na din kayo sa kanila. I'll just put the link on the description box. So, bago tayo mag-start kay inverse variation, let us first determine ano ba yung learning objectives natin for this lesson. So, first, you'll be able to define inverse variation. Second, you'll be able to identify and describe the kind of relationship existing between the two quantities that involve inverse variations. Third, you'll be able to translate statements that involve inverse variations to table of values, a mathematical equation, a graph, and vice versa. And of course, you'll be able to solve problems involving inverse variations. So let us first define inverse variation. So you're done with the direct variation. So ngayon, i-define naman natin si inverse variation. So inverse variation occurs whenever a situation produces pairs of numbers whose product is constant. The statement y varies inversely as x translate to y is equal to k divided by x, or y is equal to k over x. Okay? Where k is the constant of variation. For two quantities x and y, an increase in x causes a decrease in y or vice versa. Okay, kung sa direct variation na pag-aralan natin na as the independent variable increases, yung x natin, the dependent variable which is y also increases. Similarly, as the independent variable decreases, the dependent variable also decreases. Yun yung direct variation. Kaya siya tinawag na direct variation because they varies directly. Pag tumaas yung isang variable, tataas din yung isa. Pag bumaba yung isang variable, bababa din yung value ng isa. But sa inverse variation, it is exactly the opposite of the direct variation. Why? Kasi from the word itself, they are inversely proportional. So pag sinabi natin inversely, magkabaliktad. So pag sinabi natin magkabaliktad, kapag yung isang variable mo ay tumataas, yung isang variable mo ay bumababa. At kapag ang independent variable mo naman ay bumababa, yung dependent variable mo naman ay tumataas. So mamaya mas maintindihan nyo kapag nagkaroon na tayo ng mga series of examples. So ito yung mga ilang senaryo na nagpapakita ng inverse variation. So ito, more men at work, less time taken to finish the work. Less men at work, more time is taken to finish the work. Of course, mas maraming taong nagtatrabaho, mas mabilis matatapos yung trabaho, or mas konti yung time na kailangan para matapos yung trabaho. Mas konti yung taong nagtatrabaho, mas maraming time ang kailangan para matapos yung trabaho. So they are inversely proportional. So pag konti yung tao, pag marami yung tao, makonti yung time. Pag makonti yung tao, marami yung time na kailangan. Ano pa? More speed, less time is taken to cover the same distance. Less speed, more time is taken to cover the same distance. Ibig sabihin, kapag mas mabilis, mas konti yung time na kailangan para mapuntahan yung isang lugar or yung certain na distance. Kapag mas mabagal naman siya o mas konti yung speed, mas marami yung time na kakailanganin mo para mapuntahan mo yung destination mo or yung distance na kailangan mong makover. Okay, so they are inversely proportional. Example, ito. If 48 men can do a piece of work in 24 days, in how many days will 36 men complete the same work? So sabi ko nga sa inyo, whenever you are trying to solve a problem, dapat naintindihan yung maigi kung ano yung components ng problem. So dapat nag-identify muna tayo. So sabi dito, kung meron daw 48 na tao ang kayang tapusin ang trabaho in 24 days, ilang araw naman daw matatapos ang trabaho kung 36 ang magtatrabaho. Okay. So, sa solution natin, ilalagay muna natin dito yung given. Of course, 48 men can do the work in 24 days. That's already given na yan. 48 men can do the work in 24 days. Para makuha natin kung ilang araw matatapos yung 36 men, kailangan muna nating malaman kung ilang araw ba ang nakokonsume ng isang tao. Let's say, for example, one man. Ayan. One man can do the same work in 48, ayan, times 24 days. Why? Kasi siya lang mag-isa yung gagawa. Hindi na niya kasama yung remaining na 47. So, since one man lang siya, ang magiging solution natin ay 48 times 24 days. Okay. So, ibig sabihin nun, 36 men can do the same work in 48 times 24 divided by 36, which is equal to 32 days. Why? Kasi, alam na natin na ang isang tao ay kayang gawin yung isang trabaho in what? In 48 times 24 days. Okay. So, 48 times 24 divided by 36 is equal to 32 days. Therefore, 36 men can do the same work in 32 days. So, eto pa. The frequency of, eto pa yung mga another scenario. The frequency or F of a radio signal varies inversely as the wave or wavelength. So, ang answer natin dito kapag in-express natin siya in inverse variation is F is equal to K over W. Kasi di-divide natin. Inversely proportional. Next, the intensity or I of a sound varies inversely with the square of the distance or D from the source of the sound. So, the answer is L. Yung intensity natin kasi siya yung varies inversely is equal to the constant divided by the square of the distance. Okay. So, para magkaroon kayo ng idea, let's try to solve problems involving inverse variations. Okay. So, example number 1 natin, if x varies inversely as y, and x is equal to 7 when y is equal to 3, find y when x is equal to 9. So, dito, meron tayong 4 na step in solving for the inverse variation. So, yung una nating step, we have to write the correct equation. Inverse variation problems are solved using the equation y is equal to k over x. Ayan. So, ilalagay lang natin dito yung formula ng inverse variation natin. Ang direct variation natin ay y is equal to k times dx. Sa inverse variation, y is equal to k over x or k divided by the x. Kasi, para makuha natin yung constant ni inverse variation, minumultiply natin yung dalawang variable. Unlike kay direct variation, para makuha natin yung constant, i-divide natin yung dalawang variable. Then afterwards, use the information given in the problem to find the value of k. In this case, you need to find k when x is equal to 7, yung given natin, and y is equal to 3. So, dito, ilalagay muna natin yung mga given natin para makuha natin yung value ni k kasi dapat natin muna siyang mahanap. So, since y is equal to 3, yung y natin papalitan natin ng 3. K remain pa rin yan kasi hinahanap nga natin yung value niya. X will become 7. So, multiplying both sides by 7 para makancel siya dito. So, we have 3 times 7 is 21. So, ito, k na lang siya. So, the value of k is 21. Then afterwards, we are going to rewrite the equation from step 1, substituting in the value of k found in step 2. So, yung value ng k natin ay 21. So, y is equal to 21 over x. Nilagay lang natin yung original na formula which is y is equal to k over x. Pinalitan lang natin si k ng 21. Then, the last step is use the equation found in step 3 and the remaining information given in the problem to answer the question asked. In this case, you need to find y when x is equal to 9. So, dito, alam na natin na ang general formula natin ay y is equal to 21 over x. Since we are looking for the value of y when x is equal to 9, papalitan lang natin yung x na to ng 9. So, nilagay natin dito ay 9. So, y is equal to 21 over 9. Simplify it further. So, y is equal to 7 over 3. Okay.